Hello, my name is Maddie Boardman and I'm a solution-focused hypnotherapist at Old Town Hypnotherapy in Swindon. Today I'm going to be talking about a nerve in our body called the vagus nerve, the importance of the vagus nerve and 8 ways to tone and strengthen it. I'm going to start with a quote from a science journalist called Gaia Vince, and she says there is a single nerve that connects all of your vital organs, and it might just be the future of medicine. Now, the vagus nerve, many of us may not have heard of it, but it's dubbed the wandering nerve or the travelling nerve. And it really is the king of nerves. It's the largest, the most sprawling of all our nerves. And it starts in your brainstem, just behind your ears, and it continues down both sides of the neck and into the chest, down to the abdomen, and it has hundreds and thousands of nerve fibres stretching out all throughout your body. And it acts as a two-way messenger between all of your internal organs and your brain, and plays a vital part in keeping us healthy, both mentally and physically. It forms part of something you may have heard of, the parasympathetic branch of our autonomic nervous system. The parasympathetic branch is the rest, relax, recharge, digest part of our autonomic nervous system, rather than the other one, the sympathetic branch of the system that we refer to as flight, fright or freeze. The parasympathetic branch calms the body back down after stress, and the vagus nerve is vital in this calming process. I'm going to go with another quote now from a doctor. I have a slight problem pronouncing his name, so I'm going to give it a go. His name is Dr. Golubik. I'm going to write it down on our vlog. Golubic. Golubik. There you go. Medical director of the Cleveland Clinic, who explains the vagal response reduces stress. It reduces our heart rate and blood pressure. It changes the function of certain parts of the brain, and it stimulates digestion. All those things that happen when we are relaxed. Now, not all vagus nerves are equal. Some people have better ones, they have stronger ones, they have more toned vagal nerves. And they probably don't even know that they have these. But these people with these super strong vagus nerves can be identified by how quickly they relax after stress. They have healthier bodies. They have better memories. They have superior concentration. They're more likely to be happy, to have close friendships. In fact, they are healthier in every way, both physiologically and psychologically. Low vagal tone is associated with all sorts of health risks, from chronic inflammation to cardiovascular issues to higher levels of stress, higher risk of depression and anxiety and mood disorders and gut problems. To some extent, the tone is genetically predetermined. But if your gene pool has determined a lackluster vagus nerve, there is good news, because you can tone it up. You can stimulate it, and the more you increase your vagal tone, the more your physical and your mental health will improve. So how do we do this? There are 8 ways to tone your vagus nerve. And the first way we can tone it is humming. I was about to hum. I'm going to. It vibrates the back of the mouth, the back of the throat. The muscle fibres at the back of our throats vibrate, and that's where the vagus nerve is located. Perhaps you've seen clips of people sat cross-legged, humming and meditating. They were really onto something. That is combining humming with yogic meditative breathing, and it directly stimulates the nerve fibres in the vagus nerve, strengthening it. Communal singing or chanting, they all have a similar beneficial effect, as does the lesser practice art of gargling, which I'm not going to demonstrate. Number 2, second thing we can do for our vagus nerve is cold water. Several of my clients report the positive effects of cold showers on their anxiety levels. And I have to admit that I do enjoy a cold bath once in a while. Plunging yourself into cold water is one of the best ways to stimulate your vagus nerve. It increases the parasympathetic, the rest, relax, digestion activity by slowing an elevated heart rate. It reduces feelings of anxiety, reduces feelings of panic, stress, body-wide inflammation, and it elevates your mood. Don't mock it till you've tried it. Start slow though, maybe a 30-second cold blast at the end of your shower, and work up from there. Number 3, third thing we can do, meditation. We know meditation is good for us. It's a powerful stimulator of the vagus nerve, and it's something that calms us, that centres us, but we've got to find the right meditation for us, and there is a wide range of meditative techniques. And the key is really finding the one that suits you. There's active meditations all the way through to quite passive meditations. It's a bit of a case of trial and error there. There's long ones, there's short ones. Find one that works with you and stick with it. Consistency of meditation, it will quickly tone that vagus nerve. Number 4, the fourth thing we can do is probiotics and prebiotics. And they are arguably the biggest influencer on vagal tone. We know that there are trillions of microbes that reside in our gut. And science is learning more and more about the brain and gut axis, or the brain-gut connection, and how maintaining a healthy gut can reduce the risk of psychiatric conditions such as depression and anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder. Probiotics are the good gut bacteria, and prebiotics are the food that feeds these good gut bacteria. And this army of bacteria communicate with the brain via the vagus nerve. Eating fermented foods is good, helps our gut bacteria, things like sauerkraut or kimchi. But simply a wide range of fruit and vegetables help to maintain the good bugs in the gut and increase the vagal nerve activation, toning your vagal nerve. The fifth thing we can do, again, something we can do food-wise, which is omega-3 fatty acids. These are essential fatty acids that the body can't produce itself, but they've been shown to have a really positive effect upon vagus nerve functioning. They're found primarily in fish and have been proved to increase heart rate variability. Now, heart rate variability is a measure of the variation in time between each heartbeat. We think of our heartbeat as consistent, but actually a healthy heart doesn't have a consistent beat. It has variable times in between each beat. And the more variable the time in between each beat, the healthier the heart is. I'm not going to get into the science of that today. But we know that the omega fatty acids can help to increase this difference in between the heartbeats, and also to lower the actual heart rate, both markers of optimal vagal nerve activity. We know that 2 servings of oily fish a week, things like salmon or sardines, is good for us. But if you're not a fish fan, nuts and seeds are good, or you can supplement omega-3, flaxseed oil, things like that. Number 6, deep breathing. Breathing deeply sends a clear signal to our brain that we're relaxing. Breathing itself, we know, is part of the autonomic nervous system. It's a process that it all happens automatically, but it's also something we can control. And that deep belly breath, the long exhales, immediately stimulates the vagus nerve and the parasympathetic response. Whenever I settle clients into hypnosis in clinic, I usually suggest controlling their breathing at the beginning, to breathe out for longer than they're breathing in for, to send that very clear message that it's time to relax. Number 7, exercise. It had to be on the list. We all know this is good for our physical health and for our mental health. It comes as no surprise that exercise strengthens our vagus nerve. However, There is a limit. Over exercise actually has been proven to reduce vagal tone. Working out at a level that makes you feel good is what's important. I often say to my clients, enjoyable exercise. We want to feel good doing it, and this can be different for all of us. You know, the range is huge. For some people, that is quite vigorous. For some people, it's quite gentle. But it's exercise that makes us feel good. And number 8, last but not least, massages. Lovely. We don't need any further excuse to indulge in a massage, but they can stimulate and tone the vagus nerve. The areas in particular to massage, we're talking about the feet. We're talking about your neck and your neck and your head, and interestingly your ears. And I've never had an ear massage, but that's a good place to stimulate your vagal nerve. Using any of these methods to stimulate and strengthen your vagus nerve and waking up your parasympathetic nervous system more regularly to enjoy the long-term improvements in health, in mood, in well-being, and in resilience. Thank you for listening. If you would like to consider a free initial consultation to find out more about what we do at Old Town Hypnotherapy, please contact us and we will arrange that. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye-bye.